8:51, and on the phone with me is Greg Dolph from Life Fitness Management. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
I'm super groovy. How was your weekend?
It was fantastic. I had a great weekend. My wife and I are watching a 2-year-old. So our granddaughter, Elizabeth, is at our house. And so it's been a very busy but very joyous couple of days, and it continues into this week.
Well, if you're watching a 2-year-old, I won't ask you if you had a lot of physical activity because I know that happened.
That's very true. And definitely, how many times have you heard somebody say you have kids when you're younger because that's when you have the energy to keep up with them? Well, there's a substantial amount of truth to that. Yesterday we went to the park up in Bedford at Shawnee, and we walked. And I will tell you that we talk about this type of stuff on here all the time. Sometimes I think people probably get tired of me bringing it up about the activities of life and moving and the joys of which being able to do give you. But it was a great moment watching my little granddaughter and my wife walk down a path holding hands, and the little one started to run, and my wife started to run with her. And it's a joy. There are so many things that I could go, so many ways in which I could go off of that, and references to joy and happiness and reducing anxiety and being physically able and all of those things. And I always, well, I don't always, but a lot of times whenever I get ready to go on here, I think, okay, here you go. You're going to talk about the same things over and over again, the same message over and over again. And I hope that we do that sometimes with a little different spin. And I hope that people appreciate the fact that the reason why I preach that message over and over again is because I believe a couple of things with 100% honesty. I believe that a healthy lifestyle is made too complicated by most people and things out there. I believe that there are a lot of people out there that speak with the type of certainty that I speak with that are not necessarily pushing the easy, most productive solution. And I want to continue to preach that message that we have to move, we have to eat healthy, we have to take accountability of our own health and fitness. And then the last thing that I believe is that things change. We find out information different. And if I have said something over the years that isn't what I believe now, I'm going to tell you that I was wrong then. And research shows us now that what we're talking now is what the best results and the best research gives us now. And we'll go on with that. But to bring that conversation full circle, I can tell you for sure that the joy and happiness I saw watching those two run down a trail was absolutely a wonderful thing.
And that's what I was just going to mention to you. That is one of the most beautiful sights. As a grandmother, there is no bigger joy than to be able to do something with your grandchild. So for that grandparent, grandmom or grandpa listening right now, who is trying to picture themselves being able to do activities with their little grandchildren, you're the person to call if they're having difficulty moving, if they're having issues being able to walk more than just a few steps, to get you back into life, get you back into celebrating with your grandchildren.
Yeah, that is absolutely the truth, and the joy that the grandchildren are going to get is substantial. This weekend, we were sitting in the living room, and of course we have the one little grandchild, but we have two other ones, a 5-year-old and a 10-year-old. And my wife Lisa showed me a picture of the 10-year-old screensaver that she has on her new phone, and the screensaver was us with her brother, 5-year-old, 10-year-old, and Lisa and I were on a canoe on Shawnee Lake, and that was the picture she chose to put on her screensaver. And so those types of things do give great joy to the grandparents and to the parents, but they also create a great deal of impact to the children as well. And I don't pretend to be somebody that is a therapist, that is a whatever child psychologist or anything like that. But what I do know is people. I've worked with them for 30 years, and I know we struggle sometimes with joy, happiness, purpose, health, fitness, all of these things. And what I know is when you get outside and you move and you have the ability to do, and you include people that you care about in that movement and in that joy, there are great benefits to be had there. And hopefully, some of the stuff that we talk about here on the radio motivates people to do that, to experience. And that's something that I can say with great certainty that will be some of the greatest joys in your life and the people's lives that you're interacting with is if you make the effort and get yourself back in the game doing those types of things.
And also, Greg, September is National Suicide Prevention Month. How important is it if you are feeling low, if you are, feeling down, to get into some exercise? That definitely gets those endorphins going.
It absolutely does. And I think one of the things that we want to make you understand is that life is meant to be lived, and you start that by having a purpose. And that purpose can be something as simple as I'm going to do better, taking care of myself and the people around me tomorrow, or be better taking care of myself so that I can take care of the people around me better. And that purpose will escalate onto something else, onto something else, onto something else. And there's a lot of anxiety in the world we live in, and some of it's created with media, some of it's created with just a lot of different things. We have a lot of stimulation coming at us from a lot of different directions, and all of that stuff creates some sort of anxiety. And sometimes it's just to take a breath and take a walk and remember that we are accountable for our health, and we are able to impact it in a positive way. And it doesn't take a huge amount of effort to do that. It just takes starting and doing something. And those things build on themselves. And I was unaware of it, that was the month that we're in, September, and that was Suicide Month. But I will say this, that purpose is a really important part of that whole process.
Very good. Well, I'm going to nominate Greg and Lisa for the Groovy Grandparents of the Year, first of all.
Hey, we do the best we can, but we're definitely not the grandparents of the year. But we work hard and do the best we possibly can, and we have a lot of fun doing it.
Well, thank you for sharing your wisdom with us. You always give us something to think about and motivate us to just get out there and start moving. How do we get started with you, Greg? If we would like to talk with you, first of all, and set up an appointment to come in and have you assess us and get into life fitness management.
Right. All you got to do is call 301-729-2275 or just walk in our facility. Myself or one of the trainers here will be happy to talk to you and get you going on a path of to improving your health and fitness. And the first step, and that first step is the phone call or to walk me through the door. Beyond that, we can help you go from there. But we can't make the call for you.
And that phone number?
301-729-2275.